Hello, pick pickers and sheep hunters. This is JuryDutySummons, and welcome back to Jury's Junkyard. And today, I would like to give you kind of an update with where we're at. So we've been working on a couple of big projects, and so I haven't had like quicker videos, but I wanted to give you a status update. A lot of what I've been doing is just kind of boring gathering of materials, but what we're going to have is going to be really cool. Okay, so in our recent episode, I went to the end, and one of the things I did in the end is I found a whole bunch of ender lilies, which are these little guys right here. These are great because they take a long time, but they eventually will grow a little plant called an ender lily, which when you break drops a seed and an ender pearl. And there you go. So now I have I have a total of 64 plants, plus I have a couple of more. I haven't harvested these in a while because it's kind of annoying, as you can see. If you touch the plant, it kind of hurts. So, look at that. I'm not. It doesn't do enough damage to actually hurt me. That's cool. That's pretty hilarious. I'm sure I'll need some toast when I'm done with that. But anyway, so that's what that does. So yeah, I have a pretty good renewable supply of ender pearls, which is big ass deal. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to show are the two projects that two of my guests have been. So I think the first thing we want to show is the bridge. This was built by Aziel13, one of the two people who came to my server to help out. And wow, does this thing look awesome. So I'll turn the glider on a bit. Oops, that didn't really glide, did it? And you can see it from the side a bit. There's a tower in the middle. You can pass underneath it if you are so inclined. Let's see if I can do that. There we go. It is really cool design. I love the towers. It looks really neat. It is functional. And it's not just a rock. And, oh, can't quite do the jump. Oh, dang it. Duck, knob it. I thought I could make that jump, but apparently I am not cool enough to make the jump. Oh, I do it from this angle. There we go. You can make the jump if you have jump. What's it called? A jump added on boots or whatever they're called. So there we go. And these towers, they go all the way down to the bottom. I think there might even be a door. Oh yeah, there's a door. I didn't have to jump. I just could have went in the door. Derp. And that's his own little book stand, a Mistcraft book stand. I have not gone into the mist yet, but Aziel wanted a few ways to get in there. I'm probably butchering your name, Aziel. I'm so sorry if I am. Anyway. So this is the neat little design tower. Let's see. Let's get to the top here. Come on. Where's the top at? There we go. And then from here, we can see the rest of the bridge. Looks pretty nice. I think the one thing I want to change is the torches here. Maybe get some nicer looking lights from one of the other mods. There are some really neat lights we have might be able to choose from. But beyond that, it's awesome setup right now. Okay, so the next thing is a kind of a collaboration between Jazparks and Aziel. So Jazz did the initial design on the front here, which looks amazing. And Aziel added on a little bit, or not just a little bit, but he did all the extra with the walls here. Oh, I just lost all my height. Oopsie daisy. There we go. Come on, back up here. And I love how it looked. And I'm just looking at a brick wall here. I'm terrible at this, aren't I? Okay, hang on a second here. There used to be a way up on this side, but I think it's not there anymore, really. Oh, there it is. Okay. So this has been here forever, but he ended up building around it to kind of make it a little nicer area. And here's another very similar tower to the one on the bridge. It all ties together very nice. This is not 100% complete. You can still see there's some bare cobble on this side, but the front looks very good. I love the detail work. These things are kind of weird. Okay, there we go. I added these in myself because I thought they would look nicer than torches. I'm kind of trying to get away from torches here because, I mean, they're okay, but I think there's some better options. Okay, so we're going to take a look at the ground floor first because that's more complete. So I was going for a bit of a library look here. Me and Jazz worked together on this. Some of these side rooms have some technical stuff in there, some machines, power gen, that kind of stuff. I'll show you in a minute. All right, so my quarry is currently running. Yep, there you go. You can see it coming in with the cobblestone. It's leaving pretty quick. Oh, a little bit of coal there. Good. And then that uses, what's it called? It uses some pipes. I'll go in here. There we go. Logistics pipes. That's what they are. And it feeds them into the hold network. And the hold network is ran off of mostly chassis 2s and unrouted and unrouted pipes. And the power comes from my solar panel array. The power junction is fully charged, which is great. And this is where most of the I kept saying this is where most of the ore storage is stored. Ore storage is stored? Yeah, ore storage. And you can see here we have quite a bit of all sorts of ores. Oh, wow, that bumped up a little bit since I last looked. It was at 2 stacks last time I looked. I've gotten quite a bit more. So I'm running the quarry right now at a 64 by 64, so max size Buildcraft quarry. I think by next time I run it, I'm going to see if I can upgrade to an Ender quarry. It's a little faster. You can see we just have tons of resources. Some of the individual things like the crystals, the entropy shards, or the shards, not entropy shards, the extra ender pearls and ender lilies. I got a couple of, I guess 7 ender extra lilies. Wow, I can make a whole new row. And some of the random stone types that spawn. I'm saving what I can. I'm going to start dumping some of this here. I don't really need all of it. But, you know, if I ever do want to do a project and I need 2,000 limestone, I got it. That's the one problem with the big old quarries, is they give you so much resources. It's ridiculous. Redonkulous. So that's quartz crystal. Oh, I have 2 sets of quartz crystals here. That's weird. Well, anyway, I had 19 stacks of them. So, if we go back here, you can find you get a bit more. I like it because it has a bit of a nice little library feel to it. That's what I was going for. I went through a lot of these and I organized a lot of it, and it will automatically dump into the correct chest back here. I'm using the storage drawers mod for the storage for this part of it, and it has a really neat interface. Let's go back behind here. A little hidden door. That's power for something else. And you can see this is where all of these drawers are sitting at. And this is the controller. All you got to do is run into the controller, and the controller dumps it into the chest for you. There's a bit of a bug where if you don't have everything locked, it will get put into the wrong chest, which is a huge pain in the ass. It will know that it has one of the items, but then it drops it into a random chest. The one fix for that, if you ever run into that, the fix for it is to get a key, make a key for the storage cores, and lock them. It will still accept items, but will not add items to empty drawers, which fixes the problem. I guess it's a bug. It's been around for a while. I've checked the bug reports on the forums. It's been around for a long time. But as you can see, this is pretty cool, all these drawers. But it's also annoying. So I decided that a good way to handle it would be to get a bank of golden chests. I did golden because I didn't have a lot of diamonds, and gold was probably big enough. And so you can see these chests, well, let's save it off the screen a little bit here. These chests hold quite a bit, and you can see these are all from a couple different mods. Jabba, Bibliocraft, storage drawers, and that's it. And the way I have that set up is with some more logistics pipes magic. So on the right hand side here, you can see some of the Jabba barrels I'm using, which hold 4,000. So 64 stacks of 64. On the left here, I have the gold chests, which hold less total items, but more individual items. I think it holds less items. I don't think it holds 64 stacks of 64, does it? Maybe it does. I haven't done the math. Anyway, so these are logistics chassis, which, let me grab a little wrench here so you can see what that looks like. So I got a mod-based item sync module, and then a provider module. So the mod-based item sync module is essential, so that way you can tell it what kind of mods get priority to get dropped in here. The provider module, all it does is it says, hey, the things in this chest, provide it to the network. And it works great. I have it pretty well set up. You can also see the drawer control here. I don't have anything in these yet, but they're there in case you want. I might just take these out and extend this bank of gold chests all the way across. I don't know. I haven't figured that out yet. Bonk. And let's close that. So there we go. And you might recognize these chandeliers. Right now they're just serving as decoration. I have the upgraded version underneath the building, so the whole building up to 128 blocks around it is all protected. I will not have any mob spawns in here anymore. You can see, I think we can see, no, we can't see. Nope, okay, fair enough, fine. Call me a liar. Oh, there we go. There's some area right there. That'll never spawn. It's dark enough to spawn, but it'll never spawn. It works wonderful. Wait, let's go upstairs. The upstairs is a lot less complete. You can see how that... I love these windows. So good. Little mossy cobblestone. A creeper head to greet you as you walk in the building. A little zombie head there. And so this is to be my factory floor. So my long-term goal is to figure out why this dang candle keeps going dark. No, is to build an ore processing facility here. Currently, I have it very casual, but I would like to hook it into the logistics pipe system. So you can hear the logistics pipes here. So it'll grab unprocessed ore, grind it, smelt it, and shove it back into the system. So I have a large supply of ready-to-use materials. Let's check this out real quick here. Okay, that's doing its job. I'm attempting to process a huge amount of iron right now for a later project. Let's see what we got. Oh boy, we got a lot. That's good. Let's grab this a little bit. This will be a good way to describe what I'm doing here. So my current strategy for ore processing is to use a sag mill with some dark steel balls. I got some dark steel balls. So I'm throwing in iron up here. This is a very ghetto ore processing, but it seems to work. So I just filled this chest up with iron ore. I started with about 40 stacks of ore. I'm down to, as you saw below, down to like, I don't know, 20 or something like that. Anything in this chest gets fed into the hopper, which gets fed into the sag mill, which gets ground. Each of these recipes, it has a chance to produce extra, so there you go. It produced a little bit of, I don't know, something else. And you can see what we've got here. I got all this pulverized iron, but I also got a bunch of ferrous metal, which is super useful, and then a little extra tin, which is pretty handy too. And it produces lots of cobblestone, which is just kind of junk right now because I have a redonkulous amount of cobblestone. This alloy smelter, well, I'm not using it currently. I prefer the smelting of this bad boy. Induction furnace, completely heated up. I have a polling upgrade and an ejector upgrade set up on it. So I will fill this chest full of pulverized iron. And there we go. It just pumps it out. And it is dang fast. I could perhaps, yeah, you can see it just stays at 64. I don't think I could ask for any faster. That's pretty dang fast. Okay. These, you might recognize, are logistics request pipes. Logistics request tables. In the floor, I have piping that comes to each of these tables. And I have these tables spread in some strategic locations. One in here, and then one in the middle there, and I have one over in that room. Because that's the main places I do crafting. From here, you have the whole network. Everything that you can request on the network is listed here. I think I have... It doesn't even display the amount of stone I have properly. I think it's 300,000. Which is just, well, ridiculous. But anyway, so I can request items from here. So let's say I want a stack of stone real quick. Well, I don't get it super quick. I can make some upgraded pipes if I wanted things to run a little faster. But I can also do something like, let's say, not a good option here. I can do that. So it will take a recipe from NEI, the question mark, and then allow you to craft it just by clicking that. Now, if I try to request the items, it's going to throw, oh, there's no graphite bars. I have some graphite bars, but they're not in the network. So let's grab a few. Oops. I tried to make some charcoal in here, and it took the wood out from there, made it into charcoal, put it in here, and then took it back out, put it back into the furnace, and then cooked it down to the graphite. So that's special. I got graphite. That's another great thing right here. If you just have extra stuff, you can drop it right there. So anyway, it will check its own local inventory here. you can click this button to request 1, 10, or a full stack, or enough to make a full stack. And you can, I mean, you can do much more complicated recipes. Same. Oh, there's no question mark on that. I wonder why that is. Well, anyway. What am I doing here? I'm so confused. Oh, there we go. So if I had some simple PCBs, it would allow me to request all this. You could do that little guy right there. It'll request everything it can find. So it'll just fail on the PCBs. Which, I don't know how those are made. Well, that's honestly not bad. I don't even know what it's for. It's something for Steve's carts. Ah, control station. Okay, I'm going way off topic here. Anyway, so that is going to replace all these project tables I have over here. Eventually, I plan on adding a crafting system, and so I can request. I can have full recipes set up, and so I can request them. That is what a crafting system is for. How's that going? Punk. And so in the time we were talking, we got a couple more stacks worth. Those are expensive, and it looks like I'm going to run out. I started with 20. It might last me the rest. These are really good because there's typically a 10% chance that you're going to get a third ore. So it's, oh, there we go. That one was 3. A third dust, rather. This makes it a lot more likely. So the bonus output's 200%. So instead of a 10% chance, you have a 20% chance. All right, cool. I don't know if that's the best way to do ore doubling or ore tripling. I guess it's ore 2.1ing. I don't know. Something like that. But it's pretty close. It works pretty good. I also set up, I guess I should also say I set up a Buildcraft assembly table and laser setup. So I can make some diamond chipsets. And some covers and stuff like that. Facades, rather. They're super nice. They're super useful. All my piping is under these facades here, so that way it looks like part of the building. I'm going to try to find a better solution than, you know, these look a little bit ugly as part of the floor. I'll try to find something that blends in a little better, or maybe even change the floor type. I don't know, but it's pretty good. So that's essentially what we've done. Oh, I got one more thing I can show you. 2 more things, I guess, while we're at it. I upgraded the solar panel array. It's now 4 flowers, essentially, with a few extras. I built a full stack of 64, added onto the 16 I already had, give or take, and now it makes more power than can be transmitted by the copper pipes. So it's pretty good. I have 2 MFEs to store power to act as a buffer for the night or for big crafting projects. Let's see where we're at here. Yeah, you can see we're going through all that. Actually, it's probably done. This is not pulling out anymore. And that's all we have left. A little less than max. And that system also powers logistics system. It uses a little bit of fuel a little bit of energy each time it grabs an item from this chest. So that's still doing its thing here. Nice. Nice. And there's, oh, I didn't have a place to put them, so I put them in my dump chest. Yeah, I need to figure that out. I thought I had a chest for, yeah, well anyway, this is a obsidian chest, which is basically a diamond chest from the iron chest mod, except it's resistant to creepers. Not a lot in here that needs to be kept. I need to go through and sort some of this stuff out so it's not sitting here taking up space. But, you know, that's alright. That's cool. How much, it doesn't show me exactly. So, yeah, 24,312 double compressed cobblestone. Each double compressed cobblestone is 81 cobblestone. So, you could do the math from there. It's almost 100 times, so that'd be 400, about a half a million. 400,000, half a million, somewhere in there. I don't know how many stacks that is, actually. I don't know if I'm close to being full or not. I'll have to, well, this one has the 10, that is the 10 plus. Why did I put the 10 plus on the dirt? That was probably a bad call. It'll be kind of a pain to try to transfer that from there to there. Well, I think I can think there's a way you can pull the mods out directly. Anyway. Oh, there was one last thing. So I have a little bit of a build, kind of a mess in here. This is my capacitor bank. This is what's running the stuff we were looking at upstairs, all the Ender IO, the SAG mill. This is where it's pulling its power from. I have solar power sitting... Oh, I can't get... Okay. Well, my pipe's showing the way now. Well, anyway, there's a solar power array right there. It's not being blocked by the tree. It's just kind of stuck between those two things. Maybe not the best place, but it seems to be powering it just fine for the most part. We're not draining very much, as you can see. Oh, we're going positive now. Cool. Let me refill my equipment real quick. And there we go. Now we're all full. Excellent. So let's go over the setup a little bit here. I have a barrel. This used to be full of, well, wheat and potatoes. I had 2 potato barrels and a wheat barrel, and I've gone through all of it. And this setup is filling up these 3 drums and this Buildcraft tank. The Buildcraft tank is the one I built first, and I got it full, and I had a bunch of more stuff from my farm, and so instead of piping that stuff from the farm into a chest, I started piping it to barrels. Well, it filled up the barrels, so I brought more barrels, it filled up those, so I brought what I could over here. It won't eat the carrots for some reason. I don't know why. Now I have more carrots than a rabbit could dream of. Yeah, so anyway, this is an provider pipe. It extracts from this barrel. It dumps it into the supplier pipes here, so it keeps the fermenters supplied. Oh, I'm running low on fertilizer. I had a stack in there days ago, weeks ago, and it's still not even done yet. This happily keeps up to date with water from that aqueous accumulator right there, which works out perfect. Doesn't take any energy to run. Interesting. Alright, I'll stop messing with that. Yeah, you can see a little bit of, well, I guess it's all done right now. This one has, so a millibucket is 1,000 millibuckets to a bucket, so that's 221 buckets. 175 and 232. That's roughly 600 buckets plus another 400 buckets in the tank. So I have about 1,000 buckets worth of biomass. And I have biogas engines over here, which are all full of biogas. They each have 10 buckets each, which is not too much. And then the conduits might have another dozen buckets sitting in them somewhere. But these can run non-stop, and we can supplement this power setup. I'm currently not using enough RF. As soon as I made the solar panels, I kind of stopped using this setup, except to accumulate even more biomass, which appears to have done the trick. Yeah, so I need to go put these down. Yeah, I won't worry about it. I'll do that later. I'll do it later. I love the interface on this. You can see all the different, the sides and... Oops, what's that doing? Oh yeah, that's the input from the solar panels is underneath. Yeah, so I need to build a much bigger one of these because anytime it's sitting at max, I'm essentially wasting power. That's free energy that's not being used. A little bit of drain right there, and then it's back to normal. So that's free energy that we're not using that I think we need to use. Or we need to capture at the very least. So one of the projects I am planning on is to build a large bank to hold maybe 1 billion RF energy. Maybe more, maybe even more, maybe 10, 15 billion, something like that. I'll have to look at the supplies, what's needed. Hello, more iron. Oh yeah, it's gonna take iron, I know that much. So there we go. Let's drop this in there. And because I can't deal with all this nonsense. Let's just do something easy with it. Make it into blocks real quick here. Project Bench makes it just super simple. Although I had more than the Project Bench could handle. That's hilarious. Boom. Boom, a shakalaka, laka laka boom. Okay. And let's see how much iron I have. iron. So 187 blocks, about 1,000 iron, and we're down to about 1,000 iron ore. Let's grab another, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 stacks. Oh boy, that went quick. Cool. That's satisfying. Whoa, there we go. Let's throw that back in the network here. I don't really need that. That doesn't need to be there. And let's fill up the sag mill again. For the project I'm working on, I'm going to need about 20 to 30 stacks of iron bars. I think I might have that already. Yeah, I'm going to need a lot of other materials as well, but that will be a surprise. So, if anybody has any questions, please let me know. I hope you enjoyed the video, and talk to you later, everybody. Ta-ta for now.